everybody, it's Jeremy here, Emotion Bound, and I'm going in the hot. There's nothing really special about today. I mean, there kind of is. First off, it's freaking cold. It's gonna be like 27 degrees up there in the hot. You know, with 27 degrees on the board, like, I'm not even really flinching as much as I used to. So I'm not particularly stoked to be out winging in 27 degrees, but I do have something I really want to try. I just got a new foil, and it's the Armstrong DWP685. You know, part of being a winger is there's a lot of FOMO out there, you know? Like, am I missing out by not being on code foils? Are ML boards really the shit? Is that flow para wing that much better than all of the others, or is it just hype? So just like so many things in life, the more I wing, the more I kind of like have FOMO for the stuff that I don't have. Well, recently I saw someone commenting on the DWP685. Now I have a HA680 by Armstrong. It's a small foil, but I really like it. The 685, obviously, it's only 5 square centimeters more. I mean, that's not that much. So I'm super curious how the 685 is gonna be for winging. And you know, I'll show you in a second. It's definitely very different than the HA680. And so today is just a day that I'm hoping I can try it out. I also have the downwind 930. Now the 930 is a very unique foil. It's obviously really wide, and it's got less, you know, surface area than my 1180, but that 1180 tends to turn better. And so I'm super curious, you know, is the 685 gonna turn kind of like the 930? It shouldn't, because it's a lot smaller, but like, what's that turning gonna be like? That's what I want to know. The 680, the turning on the 680 is awesome. I figure if the 685 is that good, and I don't even ride that 680 that much, I could always, like, you know, get rid of that 680. Or if it's just something totally different and I'm gonna use it in totally different situations, I may just kind of keep both in the quiver. Who knows? I mean, you can't really tell. It looks like it's a gorgeous day, but there was like snow squalls all morning. We got like an inch or two of snow. I wasn't sure if it was gonna be a session where I was out in the snow or not, but then like right as soon as I was about to leave, like the clouds parted, and it's gonna be this like gorgeous kind of 27 degree, nice, somewhat sunny kind of day. So I'm actually pretty stoked on that. All right, that's all I got. Let's flip this around and go see what Nahat looks like. Here we go. That flag's looking pretty good. I'm digging. Yikes, 26. Sick. Let's go check it out. It's funny, for being 26 degrees, I say that now, but it doesn't feel that bad. Oh, these waves look great. Look at that. I'm gonna start from here because it looks pretty easy. I think I'm gonna want to go upwind, and that looks pretty sick up there. Okay, cool. Let's get set up. Woohoo! Okay, so 680 versus 685. Look at the difference. Look at the difference on the wingtips. The 685 just it's a little more forward of a wing. The trailing edge is way more in front of that 680. That's super cool. It's so funny when you think about these two. At one point, an aspect ratio of 10 is like the most high aspect thing I can think of. Well, this aspect ratio is 13.55. It's got a good amount of like contour right here, whereas this one does not. This is pretty flat on the underside. This one's got a little whoop, swoosh. So, all right, cool. I'm so excited to try it. Whew. Stoked. It's cold. right off on Coil. I went no ship with the 120.
That's about an hour, but it was time to cut it short. I can't grip anything. My forearms are jacked. I'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, I'm glad I made it out. But that 685, it's finicky, but it's cool. It drops out. I don't know. I gotta think about it more. But yeah, back on shore. Here we go. There's like ice on my camera lens. Woo! Seriously. I'm okay, but I'm starting to get cold.
Wow, man, I made it. So the bank now says 26 degrees. All in all, that was a weird sesh. There's nothing like great about that for sure. Like, I didn't think it was gonna get that windy. So my forearms were the limiting factor today, and I'm gonna say, you know, like the guys in Chicago who Eric and his buddies at Stoke Riders, you know, they wear these 7mm cryo mitts, and I think the cryo mitts are awesome. My hands were never cold, but, and this is just complete honesty, the first session I had with them, it was blowing like 16 to 18, and I was just like having fun out there at a big foil, and it just was what it was. This session, basically blowing 20 to 30, it was just a lot harder to hold on. There were gusts and everything, and so the forearm fatigue, it was real, and it got to the point, I have more gas in the tank, except for like, I just couldn't hold on anymore. So that was my first session with the 685, and think it's more stable than the 680. The 680 feels a little tweakier. I did the 120 tail with no shims, so like I said, if I had a pretty stable time out there, but pitchy, it was a little weird. So I'm kind of thinking the 930 and the 685, they both feel very pitchy, and in a way, I feel like that's because with the 930, I was using that 120 tail, I think almost every session with it, or since I've had the 120, I've used that every session, and I used the 120 today, and I'm starting to think, like, I wonder if the 140 or the 180 would be better suited for these downwind foils, because that stab may just give it a little bit more, like, I don't know, a little more glide, I feel like, because I just feel like I drop out a good amount on it, and like I said, it's very pitchy at the same time, so maybe a bigger stab would just kind of make sense. I don't know. Something to look into later. Maybe next sesh, I'll just force myself to use the bigger stab, and then we'll see if that's actually a factor or something that like, you know, made sense or not. So I'm glad I made it out. It wasn't like the most amazing righteous sesh that I wanted it to be. I wanted it to, like, I wanted to explore the 685 and have a ton of fun. Like, I really couldn't ride those waves that, like, it was pretty much a headwind that I was going into, and I don't know, those waves just weren't, like, they weren't easy to ride. Like a day like today, the thing to ride would have been the 880, and I would have been able to probably carve on the waves, have a little bit more fun. You live and you learn. You get something and you really, really want to use it, but it's just not the ideal conditions, and you know, I don't know. I feel like, you know, it's got a good amount of pump, and the glide was good. But in general, it's like, yeah, that wasn't the conditions that I wanted to use it in. So that's not the wow conditions when it comes to the 685. So I'll just continue to use it, and hopefully I'll find what it's good for, and know that that's like the place that it has on my quiver. So yeah, I don't know, it is what it is. Carpe diem, seizing the day. Glad I got out there. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. If you want to see some more of my videos and you haven't done so already, you can always click that subscribe button, or not. Definitely drop me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Ask me questions or just say hi. It's been so awesome to kind of get to know you people from all around the world that are watching. And with that, I hope all of you are doing well out there. See you on the flip, and I wish you all an awesome day. Later.